Hello everybody, I am back and doing another review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Age of Extinction Voyager class Grimlock. Alright, so I already reviewed the other three of the dinobots so far, which would be Straff, Scorn, and Slug. But now I'm going to be reviewing the leader, Grimlock. And the other Scorn and Slug are both deluxe. I don't know what Straff is, but I do know Grimlock is a Voyager class figure. He's not, so which means he's bigger. So let's get on with the review. So here he is in his T-Rex mode. He's standing on the instructions and he has his mace here for a weapon. So let's do a quick comparison with the other dinobots. So here's Grimlock, here is Scorn, here is Slug, and here is Straff. Now, as you can see, Grimlock is in fact the biggest one, and that is just because he is a Voyager class figure, and obviously you want to make the leader look bigger. So yeah, but anyway, let's get on with the pros and cons of his T-Rex mode. Now, the first pro would obviously be the opening and closing of the jaw. You have a little button here and it makes his jaw close. Alright. Another pro would be the nice color scheme. All the dinobots have a unique color scheme, such as Scorn is red and orange, Slug is purple and red, Straff is blue and black, and Grimlock is orange and silver, or bronze. I don't know whether that's orange or bronze or copper or whatever you consider it. He has a unique color scheme. Also, another pro would be the nice detail. He has a lot of detail on him to make him look more beastly. He is a good guy, though. Trust me, he is. Just in case if you don't know. But let's get into some of the cons, though. The first con will be the fact that he's hard to stand up in his T-Rex mode. What you have to do is you kind of have to get him so that he's leaning forward a little bit and put his legs further out in front. And that can kind of get him to stand up more, but yeah, I don't know. Another con will be the fact that sometimes his transformation bits come undone in this mode. Like such as his robot chestplate comes undone from his tail, sometimes his dino arms pop off and all that stuff. Also, the instructions only show you transforming him from T-Rex to robot mode, which is ironic because he's packaged in robot mode and you have to transform him into a T-Rex first. So when you're first transforming him, or learning how to transform him, you have to do all the steps on the instructions in reverse. Kind of confusing for newbies for Transformers. Alright, but let's get into the transformation. So first off is that sometimes you can put his mace on the back of his tail for storage, but that I didn't do just because of how bad it looks. So just take his mace off of his tail if it's not off already and set it to the side. Then what you want to do is you want to take his little dino arms and untab them and just move them out. Then what you want to do is take this part and flip it up, move it out of the way, and this is going to be his robot mode head. Then you want to untab this part here, which would become his torso in robot mode, and take the tail and rotate it all the way to the front here. And now unpeg it and flip the feet out. These will be the feet. And then rotate the dino feet outwards and take this part and flip it around, and yeah. Then you take these little parts here and rotate them around here, and they just clip in and just position the dino arms however you want them. And make sure that everything is tabbed in. Alright, now what you want to do is take his dino legs and transform them into his robot mode arms. So what you want to do is rotate this around, flip the toe down, rotate it up, and then there's a tab here, and then there's a tab hole here on the back of his arm. So then what you want to do is take that and tab it in, rotate his arm around, and do the same on the other arm. Alright, and here you have his arms transformed. Now what you want to do is come back here and take his dino head and split it. It's just the top of his head, not the bottom of his head. And take it, try and move it out, and take this piece and thread it through. And then take this whole part and it tabs into the back and creates shoulder armor. And then just take this and just position it however you want. And here you'll have him in his robot mode. Now he is very larger. He is much larger in his robot mode, and because he is a Voyager-sized figure, and they obviously want the leader to look bigger. And I gotta say is that he looks really nice. All the dinobots in robot mode are supposed to look like a medieval knight. But Grimlock, although I can see where he looks much like a warrior, he actually looks more like a samurai than a knight. Because first off is the fact that he has the armor here and here, which is what the samurai have. Second is that he has a very samurai-looking head. Alright, come on, zoom in. Alright, I know you can't see it that well, but alright, now it's zoomed in. But he has a very samurai-looking head, like, he has the crest here, he has the helmet thing going on. And his mouth isn't showing though, but he has a very samurai-looking head. His head also kind of reminds me of the Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. But he looks a lot like a samurai than a knight, but I can clearly see how they're trying to make them all look like warriors. And honestly, he's my 4th Age of Extinction Dinobot. I might get more in the future just to have a full collection. But anyway, I don't know what they're all gonna look like. I do know that the 4 I have are meant to look like warriors and have their own trademarked color scheme. But just as a comparison, here is the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. And as you can see, they're about the same height. Let me just position the camera differently. Well, actually, the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock is slightly taller at head length. Yeah, he is slightly taller. If you exclude his dino head shoulder pads on Age of Extinction Grimlock, this guy would be taller. It's hard to tell though. The camera is too low. Actually, I think this guy is actually slightly taller because of his shoulder pads, but this guy would be taller if it wasn't for the shoulder pads. But anyway, that's just a quick comparison. And anyway, this is his weapon. He has a mace for a weapon. And he has a little handle here for where he can grab onto it. And it's hollow inside here because it attaches to his tail in his T-Rex mode. But the one thing is that he looks a lot like a samurai than a knight. And I don't know if they were trying to do that on purpose or it was just made by accident. But it would be nice if he had like a samurai sword for a weapon other than a mace, because the samurai never carried a mace with them, I don't think. I think the samurai always carried their swords. I don't think they ever carried a mace, but I do think that some medieval knights did. But it would be nicer if he had a sword, because I mean he's always had a sword in really every franchise. Well, in G1 and Fall of Cybertron and all that stuff, he had a sword for a weapon. A sword and shield. So it would have been nicer if he would have gotten a sword for a weapon other than a mace. But still, it's nice having a mace for a weapon. I mean, Straff here didn't even come with a weapon, just because he's a smaller figure, but nonetheless, I do like this guy. So yeah. Some of the pros would be, obviously, again, the nice color scheme, the nice samurai look, and all that stuff. But some of the cons are this, is that sometimes that you do have the hollow mace that looks kind of bad. And yeah, actually his robot mode is actually better because not a lot of stuff comes undone like it does in T-Rex mode. But what I've seen with all the dinobots is they always have these frail out feet. They have pointed-toed shoes, or elf shoes, from what I call them. I don't know why. I don't really see why they have to do that. I mean, it doesn't really add to their look. I don't think medieval knights had that. Hell, I don't even think samurai had that either, but it just doesn't really... I don't really know why they had to do that. I honestly don't know why. I've never seen the Dinobots in any other franchise have that. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to rate him now. I rated him a 9 out of 10. He's really good. He's one of my favorite Dinobots I have. I mean, obviously, he's the leader of the Dinobot. He's the most well-known Dinobot there is. So, of course, he's going to be better than the others. But anyway, I'm signing off now, and goodbye.